What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am the Disc Golf Nerd, and today we're going to do another disc review to go into the playlist with over 300 others, and this time focusing on the Elevation Discs Arowana. If you're unfamiliar with this brand, they are designed in the US, made in China. These are made out of a rubber material, so it's not plastic at all. Therefore, the grip is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, just as grippy as it could be. And the ground play is super low. So when these hit the basket, they hit a tree, they land, they absorb a ton of impact, and are really effective for kind of putting and approaching in that way, for sure. This is my favorite of the three that I've tested from this brand. I have a 2-for-1 special review already in the playlist for the Koi and the Interceptor. The Koi is like an understable putter, and the Interceptor is a flat top overstable approach disc. That is also in my overstable approach disc collection. This particular one has this really nice, pretty pink and red vibe going on to it. Has my ink on the inner rim because I like this disc and may continue to use it. You can see the different color patterns and stuff that are going on. All that's molded in. It's not dyed or anything like that. It's just the different colors of rubber combined to produce this disc. So yeah, the Arowana is my favorite of the three. I like them all. They're totally fine. You know, the Koi is a nice understable disc, like I said. The Interceptor is great for those little chip approaches that you want to be overstable. This thing's really workable, but has a nice stability that I can lay into it and get it to fly. I'm not exactly positive what rubber blend this particular pair of Arowana is in. Once I'm able to track that information down, if I'm able to track that information down, I'll put it on the screen in post. But as I'm sitting to review these discs right here in the studio, I don't recall exactly. But it's not the softest blend for sure, and it's definitely not the like silicone rubber feel. It's got more of a vulcanized rubber, I guess you'd say, or kind of standard like tire rubber, and it smells a little bit, not much, but yeah. Sniff it up camera. This is the kind of stuff you guys are really interested in, right? Like what discs smell like is really important, pertinent information. I really appreciate Elevation Discs for sending these to me to check out and test and review, and also for their patience, as it took me a really long time to get the original reviews done. So this one has my ink, so we're going to get rid of it, and we're going to move on with the rest of the video, focusing on this one here. So as I said, the flexibility is extremely high. Like you can fold it this way, you can fold it this way, and it comes back to shape pretty good. What I like about this one, it has some mass in the rim here, and it's pretty flat across the top, so it's starting to get that kind of like indented puddle top feel, which I really like in the hand. It digs in nice, and it's really nice for those little toss type approaches. But you can actually throw this thing pretty firm as well. Now, anytime I review these really soft discs like this, I kind of put it next to the benchmark of high flexibility golf discs from the early days, and this is the Blowfly 1. You can see the Blowfly is also made from rubber and is also very flexible, probably a bit more flexible, this particular material, than this particular Arowana and this blend, but it also could be because of this nice amount of mass in the rim, like we talked about. The Blowfly has this extremely strange shape, and it just feels really bad in the hand to me. The more time goes on and the more I think about it, the Blowfly is honestly one of my least favorite discs that I reviewed. It's very, very far from contention to ever be used in my bag because I just don't feel like I can grab it and throw it the way I want to. This disc and the other stuff from Elevation Discs, all day, every day, over the Blowfly for me. They feel better in the hand. The grip is just as good, if not better. All the same benefits in terms of the low ground play, great catching in the chains, ability to absorb shock that you get from a Blowfly in a package that's just a million times better feeling in the hand in terms of the design and the ability to actually throw it and release it where you want. The Blowfly, and you either fan grip this thing and give it like a little wrist flick toss, or you really can't throw it much at all in my experience. Mostly because it's got this weird slanted rim. The Arowana, throw it however you want. Power grip it, fan grips, whatever they might be. My putter throwing grip looks something like that usually. It's just a much more functional golf disc. Get rid of the Blowfly, enough about that. In terms of design, one that reminded me of the shape was the Wild Discs Sea Otter. I don't know if I did not review the Sea Otter. I have some footage on it, so it could happen in the future. But the shape and the design is somewhat similar to that, where it's got that little bit of bulk to the rim. Also, one from my inventory that I thought was interesting to take a look at next to is the Shield. The Shield has also a similar vibe in terms of the shape and the design. Not really that similar, but close, and very similar in terms of the stability of the disc. It's mostly neutral and will hold angles, but it's also stable enough that it doesn't really turn unto itself much at all. The Arowana, for me, would kind of flip up that little bit, settle into a nice flat line without really turning and flexing back. Just hold really straight and then pan out the end of the flight. So that is the feel, the design, the material itself. Compared it side by side with some other stuff, and there's nothing else to do but take a look at the rest of the flight footage for this thing. It only had me out there in the field testing these, my little kind of secret practice facility out in Clackamas. It's a really, really nice flyer. This thing was much more fun to throw for me than the Spore during testing. I had 2 Spores, 2 Arowanas that day, and I was consistently enjoying throwing the Arowana more. It's got a nice stability backhand for me that's just really, really straight, has some integrity to fade and hook up at the end of the flight, but not dramatically, and just a really functional approach disc stability. Putts well. I think I accidentally deleted the file where I made putts with this thing. I know I had a file where I made back-to-back putts with it, and I think I accidentally deleted it and kept the file where I missed both of the putts. But that being said, I didn't test it for putting a lot because I don't really care about that. It's just such an individual thing that I don't really do that so much. I wanted to get a feel for it, but I actually put the 2 clips in so you guys could see it hitting the tray and also hitting the band of the basket and just dropping straight down next to the basket. No kick, no bounce, no rolls, nothing. And I think that's one of the nice things about this. If you have trouble getting your discs to sit down when you miss putts or on approaches, or if you're maybe a little bit sketchy with some of your approaches and you need something that's going to be friendly with that, you can just kind of throw it strong at the basket, not have to play for a kind of a skip in or play for it to slide up and any of that kind of touch. You just want to throw something pretty strong at the basket, maybe give it a half a chance to go in, and if it misses, once it hits the ground, it should stay pretty close to that circle of where it lands. So it's a really effective disc in that respect as well. So even though I didn't make the putts in the video, I wanted to put them in there so you guys could see what happens when this thing hits the basket, because it just kind of eats the impact, absorbs the shock, and just kind of drops straight down. So if you play courses that have a lot of rollaway potential, you know, fast greens, hard pack, anything like that could be a really great option for you to look into. Or if you just want something that's extremely grippy, very soft, friendly, low ground play approach disc and tee shot disc, putter, kind of all around short range disc. So that's it for my review on the Elevation Discs Arowana. Excellent disc. I think you guys will enjoy very much if you try it. I know these are available at the Disc Golf Depot here locally in Portland, Oregon, or check the link in the description if you want to order these directly from Elevation Discs, or any of your favorite retailers should have them as well. Thank you very much to Elevation Discs once again for sending me these to try out. I'm going to hold on to this pink and red one for my own stash and collection, and probably will get some use out of it as well because I really liked it on approach in particular. And thank you to all of you for continuing to watch and support the channel, my Patreon supporters, fans, viewers, subscribers, sponsors. Links to all of my merch and coupon codes and stuff, as always, in the link tree in the description below. I love and appreciate all of you, and I will talk to you very soon. Cheers.